Okay. Hey guys, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be showing you an example of how to create your butterfly for your butterfly project. This is day 2, guys. So on day 1, you were supposed to go read 2 poems. You were supposed to find a survivor off of the website that was given to you. And you were supposed to fill out that the forms assignment that gave you like all that information that you had to fill in. When you finished filling that in, it should have emailed you the answers that you wrote in. You're going to need those answers to create your butterfly because you're going to be pulling information from there for a butterfly. You can use any butterfly that you want, or you can use one of the templates that's provided for you. So there's 3 different templates. I do not have any white paper, so I'm going to have to draw my own butterfly. So what I'm going to do, guys, is I'm folding my piece of paper in half. I only have red. So red's not really the color that I wanted to use that matches my butterfly, but I'm going to make it work. So I'm going to take my piece of paper and I'm going to cut out a butterfly. If you have a white piece of paper, guys, you do not need to cut out your butterfly. And technically, you don't really need to cut out your butterfly anyways. I'm going to not just cut it. I'm going to attempt to draw something that's like halfway decent looking. I'm not an artist by any means. I think we all know that. But I do want it to be pretty. This isn't just like a project, guys. There's actually like meaning behind this. And I'm hoping that y'all understand that when you're creating this. If while you're working, guys, you discover that you do not have the answers sent to your email, you can email your teacher and we can figure out how to send you your answers. There's got to be a way that we can do it. Okay, so a butterfly's sides are supposed to be even. So like both of the bottom sides are almost identical and the top 2 sides are supposed to be identical. From my understanding of butterflies, I am not an insect scientist, so I'm not really sure, but that's what I'm going with. Okay, so I'm cutting out my template of my butterfly right now. Sorry about the dogs barking, guys. There's nothing I can do about that. They're building a giant parking garage behind my house, so my dogs have just been barking for the last, 3 weeks nonstop. Okay. So, I cut out my butterfly. I think it looks pretty good. I'm going to put this side up. I feel like these wings, they look better as wings. Okay. And now I'm going to look at the answers I have. You have to put at least 5 of the items that you wrote about onto your butterfly somehow. And you need to use at least 3 different colors on your butterfly. Since I only had red paper, guys, the other colors that I have to use are going to have to be other pieces of paper that I add to my butterfly. I'm not going to be able to draw with any markers or colors or anything like that because it's not going to come out right. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm getting a little creative, guys. And I'm going to do like a mosaic butterfly. So I'm getting crafty. Apparently I have all this time to get crafty lately. I think that this kind of signifies what happened to my survivor, how her life was changed. And it was almost like ripped apart, like these little pieces of paper are being ripped apart. Her life was ripped apart like that. And that's how I'm going to signify my survivor from my Holocaust story. So that's how I'm going to make my wings and add in those different colors. Because you have to remember 3 different colors, guys. You need to make sure you just use what you have at your house, guys, and just make it work. Don't try and go to the craft store. Don't try and go like crazy. Use what you have at home. You'd be surprised on what you can do if you just like use your imagination. So in the poem that I picked the On a Snowy Evening poem. There's a line in that poem that says, upon the threshold full of dust. So a threshold is like entering into somewhere else. When my survivor was talking, she was talking about, she didn't really know her grandparents very well because they died when she was very young, or before she was born. And then, of course, the Holocaust happened, and she lost almost her entire family, and she never really knew where her grandfather was buried. And so she obviously did survive the Holocaust. And after she was older and she went back to her hometown, or what was left of her hometown, and she was talking to someone, and she mentioned that her husband had been in the war and that she survived the war. And these people took her to her grandfather's gravesite. And she said that her grandfather's gravesite was like, it was totally unkept. Nobody had done anything like that. The gravestone was almost destroyed, and it was just really, really badly kept. And she decided at that point, and everybody that was there with her, they saw everything that she had been with, and they all decided to make his gravesite memorable again, and they all started taking care of it together. So it was like, it wasn't like a threshold, like a door that you walk through, but if you think like metaphors and that, I feel like her surviving and going to see him, that was like a step into a direction of going the right way for her and those people. So that's the line that I picked for, because it was a threshold, even though it wasn't like an actual physical threshold. So I'm putting my torn pieces of paper on my butterfly in a circle design. I'm going to try and make it as close to matching as possible. I don't know if that's really going to help. But I'm making them random colors, like random orders. Hopefully it comes out looking the way I kind of want it to. So I'll show you this side as soon as I get it done. I need some more. So I have that one side. I have like that circle right there like that. I'm going to do the, I need more glue. There you go. I'm going to do the same thing to the other side. I know earlier I said like butterfly sides were like equal, but I don't really have, I'm making them equal in design. And again, guys, don't go out and try and buy a bunch of craft material. Just use what you have at home. Make it look good. This is a project, guys, and it does have a lot of memory behind it and meaning. If you watched the introduction video like you were supposed to, you should understand a little bit of that meaning. Okay. So I have my two outlines done. So remember, my paper, my ripped paper kind of represents how her life was ripped apart during the Holocaust. And then I have the upon the threshold full of dust. That's my line for the poem, guys. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take another piece of like ripped paper. I'm going to make it kind of like not decorative looking. But I have this piece of like ripped paper, guys, and I'm going to write my line from that on here. So here's my line for the poem, guys. I wrote that on here. And I'm going to make this like the center of the butterfly, like where his actual body is. Because I think it kind of holds everything together, that line from the poem. So I'm going to glue that right on there like that. Okay, and then I'm going to take another piece, guys. There we go. Well, no, I don't like that one. I'm going to use an orange piece. I think the orange will look good. And again, I'm going to try and make it kind of like decorative looking when I rip the paper. Because my whole thing is about the ripped paper. And I'm going to write my survivor's name. Her name was Bridget Steele. And she made this video in 2004. I think that's what it said. And at the time, she was 75 years old. So if she was still alive, she'd be like 90 years old now. I'm interested to see if she's still alive because I think that says something about her will to live and her being a survivor. So right now, what I have, guys, so this is what I have so far. I've already done my 3 colors, guys, so I can just keep using my 3 colors. I have red, orange, and yellow. Now, hold on. I'm going to pause my video, guys, and I'm going to check my requirements for my project to make sure I have everything I need.